No, I am. I want to find this stupid game.
If you're gonna find the game, I'm gonna go pee.
I'm never gonna find it, but go pee anyway. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ZBNPodcast. I'm your host, Spiegelwee. With me, as usual, we have Xtuple
Hello, you ridiculous people.
And returning for his second straight week is Zyber, ladies and gentlemen. Zyber.
Well, hello there.
Hello. Zyber, back again. This is great. We have you 2 weeks in a row now.
It's magical.
Smagical.
Smagical?
Yeah.
What does that
mean? It's
mean?
topical for what we're going to talk about a little bit. Super Smagical
More like
Brothers.
Smashical. So, okay, so that's enough of that. But, so let's get a little preamble here. A big game came out last weekend. Two big games actually came out last weekend.
Three.
And, three? What, three?
2.5? 2 3/4?
Oh, come on, it's the same game. Okay, Pokemon came out last week, right? Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire came out. And I work at GameStop now, and I did the midnight launch for these games, and they are very popular. But they, in my opinion, pale in comparison to the huge, big release of the weekend, all 12 Amiibo fighter figures. They were freaking awesome, and I'm so glad that I bought them.
Yeah, that was the biggest release, especially the add-on content from the disc itself.
The other big
downloadable thing.
I'm downplaying the other huge, gigantic release of the weekend. The game, it's selling out everywhere, and it's been a really popular product, and everyone just wants to get their hands on them, and no one can get it because it's sold out. And it's the GameCube controller adapter. Nobody can buy this thing.
Oh my goodness, I have such a story to tell about that.
Okay, let's hear that story.
Okay, so I was at work, and one of the guys at work was like, "Hey, let's do a Smash Bros. Party when the game comes out." But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my hands on an adapter in time. And I was like, hey, I'm already getting mine from Amazon, and it's going to be shipped on release day, so I'll just change the shipping address from my house to my work address so that we'll have it here. Oh, cool. Okay, do that. Thanks, man. And then I go to Amazon, change the shipping address, and apparently changing the shipping address changes, like, it redoes the entire order. And by the time I had changed the shipping address, everything was out of stock. So instead of getting it on release day, Amazon's like, you're gonna get that on January 5th. What? Ooh. What? So I was very angry at that point, and anybody on the Skype chat was witness to my severe frustration. So I ended up going to Best Buy the moment they opened to be able to get my hands on one, which thankfully they had. So it's all good. That party was great.
You ordered the bundle, correct?
I did not get the bundle. I didn't go in time to get the bundle, so I had to get everything separately.
Oh, you actually managed to secure a GameCube controller adapter on its own?
Well, only by running to Best Buy, like, first thing in the morning.
We could not, we got rid of ours so fast. Like, people just snapped them up. I'm like, why don't you just get the bundle? And they're like, well, I already have GameCube controllers. I'm like, but the new one is so slick. And look, it has grip on the control stick. Like, mine's gone.
You know? Yeah, that's true. They kind of
I have no grip on my old GameCube controller.
Pretty easily.
Yeah.
Whenever they're available, I plan on getting both the adapter and the GameCube controller.
Yeah, it's an awesome addition, and like I'm glad they decided to do a bundle. Oh, so I kind of skirted over the fact that Smash Brothers was released this weekend, but I was just kind of joking around the whole time, but nobody laughed. So hopefully people got the joke. Joke landed, everybody. So Smash Brothers is out, and it's awesome, and this is going to be the all Smash episode, and I swear this is the last time we're going to talk about it until it wins all of our Game of the Year awards later on. So let's talk about Smash, right? Everyone in the world has played this, especially everyone who's part of the ZBN, for sure. So
that's the whole world.
Yeah, everyone's part of the ZBN. Like, the ZBN is life.
Let's be honest. I mean, it's the most important part of the world, if it's not the entire world. So if you're not a part of the ZBN, by the way, you can check out our website at www.thezb.net. That's thezb.net, zb.net, and it's an awesome website where that X and I run, and just keep doing that, like, subliminal messages the whole podcast. And we write articles. We're doing editorials. We're getting more into a variety of different types of things. Mr. Chris posts stuff. We got other people with work in the pipeline, and it's all going to be coming very soon. It's going to be very exciting, especially. So check us out if you're listening to this podcast and you've never heard of the ZB.net. The ZB.net. You can check us out and just leave comments and maybe one day you can write for us too if you're talented enough. Although based on what I read in the YouTube comments, not a lot of people on YouTube are very are qualified to write for our website. But
you can be the exception.
Yes, we don't need to get into that. So let's get into some Smash Brothers impressions. Anyone want to just go ahead and go first? I have a lot to say, but I don't want to jump on anyone's toes. You know what I mean?
I guess I'll go first. I haven't had much of an opportunity to play all of the modes yet. For instance, I haven't even touched the event mode, and I haven't done much in Stadium. I've kind of like wore myself out from Stadium from the 3DS version, so I've been focusing on mostly just playing the multiplayer and teaching my roommate how to get better at the game. We had 2 consecutive parties, one at work, and then subsequently, right when I got home, we had another one. So that was fun. I stayed up till 6 in the morning, the release day, just making stages.
You're living the party lifestyle, dude.
Yeah.
Just playing Smash all the day.
That's how you party.
I've been discovering all of these interesting glitches that you can instigate in the stage builder, which is very interesting. I think I might post a video on that actually, like kind of show people how to replicate some of these weird glitches that I'm being able to discover. So that's been fun. My main, I think my new main. Okay, so I was an Ice Climbers guy for Melee and Brawl. But as we all know, sadly they are gone. So
yay!
So Rosalina and Luma, or as I like to say, Rosaluma, is now my new main. I've been having a lot of fun beating up my brother, who is the only other person in my immediate circle of friends that can stand up to me. So that's been fun. He's been very frustrated playing me because I've gotten really good at controlling a little Chico, little Luma. So that's been great. Yeah, I'm enjoying the game a lot, and I think it's going to be a favorite of mine just to waste my hours that I'm not busy doing some weird, crazy, creative, ambitious thing. So that's that, I guess.
I guess I can go next.
Real quick, before you do, both of you, and myself included, first impressions, better than Brawl?
Oh, yes. Oh, so much, yes. So much better than Brawl. And because, like, the only thing Brawl had over Melee was, like, character roster. So now that it's better balanced and feels better, Brawl is just, like, bleh.
Well, I much prefer Brawl over Melee, and while I haven't really had enough time to play the Smash Wii U, I've noticed a lot of issues I've had with the 3DS version that compared to Brawl.
I don't think the 3DS version is like a fair comparison. Like, I think you have to kind of treat it as like kind of not the guinea pig, but just sort of like its own unique thing. Like, it's just sort of there, and I don't think it's really fair to compare it to either Brawl or any of the main series games. And I kind of, maybe it's not fair of me, but I'm kind of treating it like a spin-off at this point, kind of just like a fun little novelty that we all played for a month and a half and kind of did everything, and now it's like, okay, time for the main event, right?
Well, something I've noticed is that with the updates they've had us download, they've both fixed and made new issues. I mean, according to me.
Well, what would you say some of those issues are then? The new issues, that is.
Well, new issues is that, like, they pretty much just made dodging a lot hard to do. Like, when you start to dodge, you can still get hit compared to, like, Brawl and stuff, where the dodging animation is a lot longer, that you're invincible, and then shielding is a lot more powerful. So I have a lot of people who will just shield all my attacks and instantly grab me and attack, and it's pretty much like the heavy people's instant strategy to do online.
I'm having the same issue for sure. Like, you're just talking about the 3DS version, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was having the same issue. I think dodging is just not as good as it was in Brawl, which sucks because I really got good at Smash Brothers in Brawl, and it's really been a huge adjustment for me trying to get used to not dodging all the time, because that was like my thing in Brawl. Like, none of you guys ever played me, obviously, because we didn't really know each other when Brawl was out, but anyone who played me was like, man, you just dodge constantly, and you just can't do that in this game because it doesn't work as well.
So the Wii U version reflects the changes that were made to the 3DS version, correct?
I think they play similarly.
Because, like, I haven't had any issues dodging in the Wii U version in particular, but maybe that's just because I've been playing people who maybe don't know how to play against dodging. So
I still don't think that dodging is as good as it was, because I've now played against people who played against me in Brawl, and I'm playing much worse than I did when I played Brawl, and I feel like that has to do with the dodging.
And like it took me several weeks and stuff for me to get a grip of the differences between Brawl and the 3DS, so it's going to take me a lot longer to understand if there's any differences for the Wii U, because so far I've only played 30 minutes of it because of external hard drive issues I've had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you download the game?
Yeah, I downloaded the game, and for some reason it wouldn't fit on my Wii U, even though I thought I had the 32 gigabyte version. So I ended up getting an external hard drive for it, but now I need a USB splitter to connect both to both ports. And none of the retailers around me think it exists.
Well, here's
so I had to order online.
Here's the thing, though. Do you care about Rumble?
It's not that, like, literally, I tried playing it, and I only got to work for that 30 minutes. Otherwise, it says...
I mean, you don't need to... so what I'm saying is, one of those USB ports on the Wii U adapter is only used for the Rumble capability, and the other one is the one that's actually taking the inputs. So you only actually need to plug in one of the USB ports, or one of the USB cords, into the Wii U. Just FYI.
But I still need the splitter just to be able to plug it into two different things.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, this ends the troubleshooting portion of the podcast. And we didn't really get your impressions, Ivor, because we went a little sideways there. But like, what are your first impressions of the game?
I really enjoyed the 8-player Smash that I got to try out in classic mode. I'd like to see how it is with actually 8 people, and that's probably gonna be a bit hard to do, finding all those people to play, but I'll find a way somehow. And then I got a Link amiibo, so I played a couple of rounds against them, trying to level them up, and it was actually a pretty good difference in difficulty going from level 1 to level 6 and then 8.
One thing that I guess I'll go. We'll talk about amiibos in a little bit, but one of the things that I wanted to say was you mentioned 8-player Smash. I was shocked at how well it worked, and even on these like tiny little stages like the Duck Hunt one, like it still manages to be like it's just chaotic enough to work, you know. And I think they really did a great job with that, and I was very surprised that it works okay, frame rate no problem. And speaking of frame rate. It's a separate issue, but the thing I was most impressed with when I turned on Smash and not immediately, but soon after I played some of the other modes, I went online, and I was admittedly I was nervous at first to see how it would play, because we all know Brawl was a complete disaster, and I played 11 matches and I suck, but that doesn't matter because I was happy because there was no lag. I did not experience one iota of lag at any point.
That's gotta be like the thing I looked forward to most about Smash Wii U.
It was so perfect. It was like Brawl never even happened, and it's not 2008 anymore, right? Like
I still haven't played you guys, by the way.
No, that probably won't change. I retired when I lost my first match.
Oh, what?
So,
don't be a sore loser, Shay.
No, I rage quit so hard that first day of playing online. It was like, I'm not playing this game anymore. I turned the game off and I was like, wow, I'm being a bad sport right now. But I couldn't stand the fact that I just couldn't dodge anymore. Anyway.
Well, you'll get used to it. You'll get into I've gotten into the swing of shielding and things like that, so.
Well, everyone was like, oh, you just gotta get used to playing it. I'm like, this is the same Smash Brothers I've always played. They haven't changed the physics that much, but it turns out they have. It's more like Melee than it's like Brawl. And I was good at Brawl and I was terrible at Melee, so I have to readjust my my abilities, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, with that, I mean, there's some other things we could talk about. Like Hex, you said you didn't play the event modes. The event modes are pretty good. You have to get these rewards though, and it's really hard to do some of these things. Like you have to beat certain things in 45 seconds with like Ganondorf, and it's like, well, that's impossible.
It takes him like 45 seconds to walk from point A to point B.
He is so slow in this game. It's unbelievable. Like I didn't think it was possible for him to be worse, but I think he actually might be worse. and of course the meta gamers will like immediately prove me wrong, but whatever. So yeah, event mode's good. Did you play Crazy Order yet, or Master Order?
I have not played any of the orders, special orders,
Nope.
not yet.
As much as they built it up, I don't know if they built it up much, but whatever. It's whatever. It's playable. It's interesting. It's kind of like a diversion more than anything, I think.
Yeah, I feel like some of the new modes are kind of weak.
I think that brings us perfectly into a segue for us to talk about our last topic for Smash Brothers, and that is the much talked about Smash Tour mode. Has anyone played that aside from myself?
I have played it, and I was not impressed.
I didn't
Go
get
ahead.
a chance to.
You didn't get a chance? Well, I think one of the things I can say about it is I get what they were trying to do, and they didn't do like the worst job in the world, but it wasn't all there, and I think part of the problem was it felt like it was kind of rushed. Like, I felt like it was going way too fast, like it felt like it was kind of out of control, really. Did you get that impression?
Yeah, I feel like they didn't do a very good job explaining what the heck is going on at any given moment. So I just kind of went with the flow. I was like, okay, items are being distributed, I guess. Somebody just like punched me and I'm now in a different spot. Suddenly I'm in a different spot for no reason. There's flowers floating around me and something to do with the flying man is whatever. And
yeah,
here's rolling. It's just so weird. I feel like they needed to give a little bit more fanfare to
Maybe it's just
tutorial or
Japanese.
I feel like, yeah, those are you Americans.
I mean, once you learn how it works, it makes sense, and it's nice that it's fast after you learn how everything works, but learning it is not a fun process.
It's super intimidating. Like, I don't remember ever playing a mode where I went in, or a game when I went into it, I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on, and I am literally learning on the fly as I go. And maybe that's what they were going for, but if it was, I don't think it was necessarily the best idea for something they were intending to be a party game, you know?
Yeah. I think one of the bigger issues, for me at least, is it lacks the presentation that Smash Run had. Like, it feels really bare bones compared
I feel
to
like it's
Smash
kind
Run.
of it looks like it's kind of tacked on, right? And I'm not sure why it feels that way.
Yeah, I mean the boards are really gross looking.
Yeah. It's like
not well designed.
an ugly Mario Party.
Yeah. And even though Mario Party is like super sluggish compared to the way this plays, at least it looks nicer. Which is saying a lot because Mario Party doesn't look.
Well, let's not just like get into a Mario Party ripping mode, okay? Like don't bash my Mario Party games, man. Okay. That's enough of that. We talked enough about Smash. I mean, honestly, form your own opinion, right? Like, don't just listen to us. Go buy the game for one thing. Like, it's a great game. This potential. Like, I didn't think when I bought it that I'd be like, yeah, this is my game of the year, because Mario Kart 8 was so perfect for so long. But this is definitely going to challenge it, at least in my book. So I don't know about anyone else, but I'm about ready to move on.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's go ahead and move on.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is.
.net.
Yeah, we're going to talk about amiibos now. We mentioned that a little bit earlier, and amiibos are something that I never saw myself buying. And yes, here I am. I have freaking 12 amiibos on the shelf across my room, and I'm pre-ordering the ones that are coming out later next month. And I am a slave. I'm a slave to Nintendo. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. I have failed you.
Yeah, I bought two. Mostly
Which
the
ones?
ones that I thought were going to be used in the near future, which includes Mario and Kirby so far. And I'm planning on getting Link, but I'm sort of holding off because I want them to announce a new line of Zelda-related figures, just because the Link one is just one of the worst.
I completely understand. Zyber, which one did you have again?
I got the Link one just because I was planning on using him for Hyrule Warriors whenever I get it.
Okay. One thing I will say about the Link one is, and the bad looking ones in general, although they really don't look that bad, Link is really the only one that I thought stood out to me as being really utterly terrible.
Well, there's Marth.
Well, I think Marth's terribleness is kind of overrated, to be honest with you. I don't think it's that bad.
Well, yeah, I would say as far as the low quality ones are concerned, they're not as bad as I was expecting. Like, as soon as I saw them in the store, I saw Peach, I was like, yeah, they kept calling her a cake topper, but she's not that bad. Her face is a little bit off proportion, but it's really not that bad.
I think people were overstating it for like clickbait purposes mostly, to be honest with you.
But I still think Martha's gross. Like his face is just.
Okay, well that's fine. But back to my main point.
I think Pikachu looks the best.
I think Kirby looks the best if we're talking about the best looking ones.
Well,
but I think
not hard.
I mean, there's the simplest ones are really they're the easiest to make, so it's understandable if they look the best. But anyway, my point that I was going to make was that I think it was worth me buying at least the original 12, even with the crappy looking Link, just because if I ever decide to sell these things in the future, how many people are really going to say that they have a complete set of the original 12 amiibos? Like, who bought Wii Fit Trainer?
Yeah, that's true.
Why would anyone buy them unless they were collecting? Which I think is sort of the beauty of it. I think Wii Fit Trainer is going to be hard to get. I think Link is going to be hard to get because I don't think a lot of people are going to buy it because it looks kind of bad. And I think that's the case with quite a few of these, and I think that's a valuable thing.
You don't think they're going to do DLC for Wii Fit U?
Probably not. Did anyone buy that game? Probably less people bought that game than bought the Wii Fit Trainer amiibo.
That's very true.
I don't know the stats, but yeah. So one of the other things about amiibo was I was actually pleased to see how well it worked in the game. Like I was excited to see that I'm leveling up this amiibo, and it is literally learning what I do. It was fighting against some of my friends, and one of my friends will often run away and like get out of a big battle, and eventually the amiibo that we were training with started doing that too, and I'm like, wow, it's picking up your tendencies. And that was really cool. I
haven't had much of an opportunity to train an amiibo yet, but now that you say that, I'm really looking forward to buying a Rosalina amiibo, because my new main, like if it learns my tendencies, which is really brutal use of the Luma, that's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
It's going to be a monster, especially level 50. I struggle with my amiibo, and it's like a level 30 right now. So
I think it would be awesome to have team battles where you're with your amiibo fighting another person and their amiibo.
I mean, you can definitely set that up, right? Like if your friend has an amiibo and you have the game, and you can just do that.
Yeah.
I haven't got a chance to do that yet, obviously, because none of my friends have a Wii U, but...
There's no way to use amiibo online, though, right?
I don't think so.
No.
Which would be really cool, actually, I think. In my opinion. Like having computer players in the fray as well, but only for the players.
It would be interesting. I don't know how logistically it would work.
To have an amiibo battle arena online. And you could like put money into your amiibo and see...
Yeah, that would be pretty nuts, actually. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe next time around, Smash 5. Will amiibos still be a thing, like 6 years from now?
I'm sure they will be. Like, they're going to transcend...
You're sure they will be?
Well, okay. Assuming that they're successful, I think they will carry on throughout the different generations of hardware.
You gotta remember that this is Nintendo. They don't really just drop out of things, even if they don't look like they're gonna do well.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you can say that, yeah, because...
There's been things that they've done that they kind of just let slowly fade away.
The vitality sensor?
Vitality sensor? That never even happened,
the zapper?
The
Wii zapper?
The e-reader? There's been things along the way that we kind of just quietly forgot about. But I think amiibo is kind of like a third pillar for them, isn't it? I mean, that's kind of how they're touting it.
Like, I get Zyber's point. Like, you're saying, like, they're not going to drop out of it because it's kind of... They're all in on it, right? Like, they've already produced, like, 30 plus of these things, right? And they're going to release them, no matter how this first wave does. They're not going to, like, just cancel the second wave because the first wave doesn't sell. And by the way, the first wave is selling. They sold about as well as Smash did at my GameStop midnight release, so people were buying them, and
yeah, this is pretty much like the third pillar, like Hex says. It's gonna be used for the new 3DS and the Wii U, so it can like combine the two there too.
Yeah, and I think there's enough traction in terms of like figures for games with Disney Infinity and Skylanders. It's kind of a proven model already, so it's not as big of a gamble as things like the e-reader were back in the day. So I think it's going to work. I'm pretty confident. People like collecting things.
I thought that Nintendo would face more competition from those guys, but it doesn't seem like it's... I mean, yet to be seen. I don't know how well Skylanders is going to sell now that Amiibo's out there. one of the ideas that Hex had about the amiibo were that they were going to do some like big, like type of sandbox game.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't want to spoil too much about what you were thinking because I know you wanted to do a write up of that for the CP.net. But well, maybe that's a topic for another show.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break unless anyone else has anything else to say about amiibos or Smash Brothers. Any final thoughts?
CP.net.
Okay, so that's enough of that. So we're gonna we're never doing that again. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk some user questions. We're gonna answer some of those user questions that we've been meaning to get to forever. So yeah, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the ZBN podcast. We are back from our break, our regularly scheduled break, and we are coming back with some awesome user questions. This week we don't have a whole lot of them. I wanted to do like a huge segment with a bunch of user questions, but honestly we don't have that many super high quality ones. No offense to people who sent them in, but step up your game, people. We need some really nice user questions to answer because there's not a whole lot of news around this time of year. So next few episodes are going to be very user question friendly, I guess. So get your questions in, and we want to talk about them. So, but this time we just have a couple. Zyber's got the list up, so he's going to read them off, and we're going to answer them as best we can.
All right. So both of these user questions are from Volvagia Slayer from the Zelda board.
Or Volvagia Slayer.
However you want to pronounce it,
whichever
Slayer.
you like. Slayer. Volvagia Slayer.
Yes. Because he is really great at coming up with questions for us. The first question has to do with Smash Bros. And is, what characters on your Smash Bros. Wish list still haven't made it into the game yet?
Classic question.
That's probably fresh on so many people's minds at this point. Like, they just got the game and they're just getting over the bitterness of some of the characters that didn't get in.
It's fresh on your mind because we talked about it before the show.
Yeah, for me,
so
I've had this running list of characters that I've wanted in since the wait for Brawl, and it's kind of carried over when Smash 4 was announced. Some of them are a bit more obscure, some of them are not as significant as far as franchises are concerned, but so some of them, let's start with Isaac from Golden Sun. He was an assist trophy in Brawl. He's nowhere to be seen in this one, so at least not that I'm aware. Maybe I'm just missing something, but
no, he's an assist trophy.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm almost positive. Don't quote me on it, but
I haven't seen
I would
him.
bet on it.
I don't know if you have to unlock assist trophies. Do you have to unlock assist trophies? Well, anyway, I haven't seen him, but he's
don't
not a
ask
playable
me.
character in any case. So that's one. Some of these other ones are a bit more second party-ish, so I don't really know how eligible they are, but Custom Robo, Ray MK, something like that. Also was an assist trophy in either one or both Brawl and Smash 4. Let's see. Chibi Robo is a bit of a long shot, I think, but that would have been fun.
that'd be cool. I think that would be cool. Nobody played Chibi Robo, and I think it'd be a great like WTF type character. You know those?
Yeah.
Oh, but Sakurai wouldn't include him because they'd have to scale him up, and then he wouldn't be true to his game
Let's
size.
not start this discussion.
Okay,
we're going down a very dangerous road.
Sorry.
Let's see who else.
For those of you who don't know, we are referring to the interview that he did about Ridley a couple weeks ago.
Oh goodness, the comments in those articles. Anyway,
the comment section was amazing.
And of course you want Klonoa, right?
Oh goodness, yes. Oh Klonoa, that would have been my Namco rep if I was in charge. But alas, he is not. For those of you who don't know, I made like this really elaborate hoax of Klonoa being in the game.
How amazing would it be, by the way, if they saw that and they're like, you know what, let's just put Klonoa in the game.
Oh man, would that be the best thing?
Like what if he was just like a trophy and they used like your exact art?
Yeah,
that would have been
as a basis
so funny.
for his design.
Yeah,
man, that would be like a dream come true.
People would have to listen to this podcast then. They'd be like, oh, I've listened to this show. They have a famous person on every time.
Oh yes. So, well, clearly that's the motivation for everything we do, trying to get people to the CP.net. So
I said there was a last time.
Lip from Panel Pawn is a character. I mean, her little flower lipstick thing is in the game, right? And that's been a character that I thought would be interesting as an obscure inclusion, but obviously that's not probably never going to happen. But it's a wish list, so it doesn't have to be reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what else. This is off the top of my head, by the way. I don't have like this in front of me. One interesting thing, it's not necessarily on my wish list, but something that was interesting that a lot of people wanted back in the Brawl days was, I guess his name would be Scapon in English, but in Japanese it's Sukapon or something like that. He's from Join Mech
From
Fight,
what?
which is also a Japanese only release, I think.
I feel bad. I have no idea what that is.
He's like a floating. He's like Rayman, basically. He's like a robot, but all of his limbs are detached. His extremities are like floating balls, basically. It was basically they wanted to make a fighting game where they didn't have to animate that many sprites in a complex way, so they just detached all of their extremities so that it would be easy to animate on the NES. But whatever.
That's enough. That's enough. We got some.
I think that's all I had that hasn't been like. I wanted Little Mac and he's in, so that's great. Yeah, I'll let you guys go. I could go on and on.
Okay, I'll go. Balloon Fighter, I thought, is one that it seems
he's totally
like
in. He's animal. He's Villager, man.
I know. It seems like they really wanted to like put him in this game. Like he got his own stage in 3DS, right? The Balloon Fight stage, which by the way is awesome. I really hope that some of these 3DS stages come to the Wii U version at some point, but whether DLC or I don't know, some kind of patch or something. But Balloon Fighter, I feel like would be very interesting. I don't know what they would do for his moveset, which is maybe why they gave it to the villager from Animal Crossing, but I still think it'd be cool, and it'd be a cool tribute, and it sort of seems like he and the Ice Climbers go together in the sense that they kind of star in their own fairly obscure games from that time period.
Just to interrupt you real quick, I think it's interesting that in the Masterpieces mode, or section, menu item, whatever, they have character art next to all of the games that correspond to the demo. And they have a demo of Balloon Fight, and Villager is on that, which is very interesting to me.
Yeah, that was one of the points I was going to bring up actually, and that is interesting. And I think that kind of confirms my theory, or at least provides more evidence to the theory that maybe they really wanted to include him, but they just couldn't validate it enough for whatever reason. And I guess that's fine. I mean, I get it, right? Like it's not like this is a character that I'm really upset they didn't include. It's just something that I think would be cool to have.
I question if he would be really good as aerial combat or really horrible as aerial combat.
Well, based on how he controls in his own NES game, I would say pretty horrible. Have you ever played Balloon Fight? It's kind of a mess. Like, it's a lot of fun, but the controls are a mess. Okay. And then I really don't have a huge wish list, because a lot of mine were fulfilled, right? Like, Jigglypuff was in the first game, so that was a check mark. I want Monita from Nintendo Land. I think that would be not as a playable character, but I want her as an assist trophy. I think that'd be hilarious. I'm surprised she didn't make it into the game, honestly.
Like as a Resetti stand-in, like she just blabs like, off at
blah,
you.
Blah 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 blah.
Instead of telling you not to reset your game, she tells you how to play the game that you already know how to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like Fi could have been in as an assist trophy doing the same type of thing. Master, I detect a 95% chance that you suck at this game, or something. I don't know. That's what she said to me, anyway. Okay, but my last serious one would be, I always thought that Paper Mario would like be a really cool type of character. They had a Paper Mario stage for the 3DS version, and I feel like he could potentially have like a super diverse moveset. Maybe he could bring like one of his partners with him, and it could be another like 2-player type of character. Maybe that's for next time. I mean, Mario already has a ton of representation in the franchise, true. But if you're going to make an exception to the rule, I think a really unique Mario character would be that exception.
Yeah, I'd totally be down for Paper Mario.
Yeah.
That reminds me of how a bunch of people wanted the original Link. I'm just like, how would that even work?
I want Ocarina Link. I want NES Link. I also want Link to the Past Link. Can you please give me Skyward Sword Link? And I also want Zelda U Link. And I also want Peter Pan Link. Also, by the way, CDI Link.
Also, I want just regular Captain Hook. I want him in the game.
Oh, CDI Link would be a horrible assist trophy.
That would be hilarious. Could you imagine if Nintendo did that? Like if they put CDI Link in the next Smash game?
Oh, man.
And you would just say, oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
You give me a great idea for an April Fool's joke.
Oh, okay.
But don't talk about it too much.
Too late. Millions of people just heard it.
Yeah, but they don't know what I'm thinking. what I would do with that idea. It's only like a nugget of a concept. You'll never know, and you won't remember because it'll be in April. So who's gonna think back to this episode of the podcast anyway?
I'm writing it down just so I know. One last one that I just thought of. You were mentioning like all the different links. I was like, what if would it be really cool if they had like a like Mask Link, like kind of like Young Link. Only his B moves would be in direct correlation to moves that he got when he used his masks in Majora's Mask. Like, say his down B could be like the he'd put on the Goron mask and he'd do that like ground pound thing,
or maybe a Goron roll.
Yeah, or like that could be the right B or whatever. I don't know, stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool, but it'd be hard to do animation wise, I guess.
Just leave it to the hackers, man. They're gonna do it.
Hey, hackers, if you're listening.
Like, I've definitely heard of other people thinking of that.
Okay, Zyber, what are some of yours? We gotta move along here.
Okay, well, since I'm already in Smash Bros, thanks to Maze, I'll have to say, Goku and Halo. But really,
good answer.
I was trying to come up with people, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like Rayman could be a good third-party person.
Certainly.
I can't really think of any other third party at the moment. And then
Snake.
The Chibi Robo guy could be a assist trophy somehow, I think.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Chibi Robo hasn't made his way into the game in some capacity, other than a sticker and a trophy, I think.
Yeah.
He had a sticker in Brawl. I don't know if he had a trophy.
I think it was just a sticker. Other than that, I can't really think of anyone, because like, I'm just kind of content with people. I was really excited about some of the new people for this one, like Robin brought up a lot of new stuff from Fire Emblem, even though I never actually played them before then.
I mean, let's be honest, this is a really good roster, right? Like, this is a really good roster.
Like, they made a lot of people that could be played by different types of playstyles that people enjoy.
Yeah, very diverse.
So, I think that's over, so we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next user question. This is our last user question, also from Vivulgia Slayer.
Volvagia, Slayer of Awesomeness. So this one is about pretty much like games in general, and is what are your glaring gaming omissions? Like, what are the big popular franchises that you haven't played or that you've played very little of, and why haven't you played those franchises?
Good question.
I'm gonna let a lot of people down. I have not played a lot of really big games, even on the Nintendo side, which is what I've obviously been biased towards. Someone else go first, because I've got to tally these up.
Okay. I guess I can go first this time.
Go ahead.
Well, I generally play a lot of games, but the franchises I can think of right now would be Mass Effect and Dragon Age, just because they sound really boring to me whenever my friends talk to me about it. And then I haven't really played much of any Elder Scrolls game. I remember trying to play, I think it was Morrowind, and that was pretty hysterical to me. Other than that, there's just a few Xbox games probably that I haven't played because who cares about buying Xboxes?
Ooh, shots fired.
Low.
Everyone visit the ZB.net.
I mean, I played all the Halo games. Those are awesome. And I mean, I played generally like all of the Nintendo franchises. I played pretty much all of the Sony franchises, like Twisted Metal, I guess.
You gotta play Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal is great. Admittedly, I haven't played enough of it, but what I've played has been really fun. Especially the early games. I don't know about the newer ones.
It's like, is it generally like a driving game, or?
I gotta be honest with you, it's mostly nostalgia talking. It is a driving game. There is driving in it. I think it's. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to embarrass myself. But I remember it was awesome when I played it, and I want to play it again.
Alright, we'll just have to go get that game someday.
I'll go. I guess. The ZB.net.
Are you gonna go or not?
Yeah, I'll go. Okay. Same as Zyber. There's too many. Same as Hex, really. There's too many games I haven't played. My worst offense of all is probably the fact that I own them. I just haven't played them. Mass Effect, as Zyber said. Gears of War, Grand Theft Auto, have not played enough of. Red Dead Redemption is one game that I have not played enough of. I started it and then I stopped because I got really busy at that time. Nintendo franchises, have not played Earthbound. Have not played F-Zero. Sorry, F-Zero fans. I have let you down again. This is the second time I've let people down in this episode. What else have I not played? I'm just looking at my giant collection right now and being like, why haven't I played all these awesome games? I haven't played. I'm getting more obscure at this point, but those are the major ones. And I think I'd love to play them. I really would, and I want to, and I'm going to, but I don't have time right now. I'm so busy, and I've got Smash to look at, and I've got to write articles for the ZB.net, www.thezb.net, and there's just so much to do in life that there's just not a lot of games that I have time to play. And recently, I've been doing the top 50, my top 50 games on the ZB.net, and people were criticizing me earlier today. They're like, why are they all Nintendo games? Like, why don't you have games like Portal on there and stuff? I'm like, well, either I don't own them or I just don't have time to play them right now. Like, certain games take priority over others, and certain games just pique my interest a little bit more than other games, and that's why I play them first. And that's why they're on my list. Not because Nintendo games are inherently better than, games by Ubisoft or Capcom or Rockstar or any of those games. It's just I played more of them because they interest me initially, and that's just sort of the way it is.
Yeah, I agree, or I concur. You've both already named a lot of the franchises that I have not played, but I'm going to repeat them anyway. I've got a little list here. I've been typing it up, and let's start with, I've probably already been grilled about Metroid Prime.
You have to play Metroid Prime.
I haven't played many Metroid. I've never completed a Metroid game, ever. Played very little of any of them.
Play Metroid Prime, forget Metroid Fusion.
Well.
Metroid Prime.
I've played very little of Halo. I've played more multiplayer Halo than I've played of any other. Like, I haven't played any campaign from that franchise. Haven't played any of the Uncharted. Haven't played Mass Effect. Haven't played Elder Scrolls. Haven't played Team Fortress. Haven't played Half-Life. Haven't played BioShock. Haven't played Assassin's Creed. Call
You're
of
not
Duty,
even a gamer.
GTA, Gears of War, F-Zero. Clear. If it's rated M, I probably haven't played it. Let's just say that.
Is there a reason for that?
No, there's no. I have nothing against M-rated games. It's just that
because retailers don't think he's old enough.
They look at your hair and they're like, no adult could possibly have hair like that.
See, the hair makes my head look bigger, and children, their heads are proportionally bigger to their body, so they assume I'm a child, despite the fact that I have like a goatee.
10 out of 10 joke would laugh again. Go ahead.
But yeah, it's not that I don't like or that I have anything against M-rated games. It's just that I grew up with Nintendo games. I think aesthetically, realism is not as interesting, and most M-rated games are realistic. So the franchises that I fell in love with as a kid, I never had this need to play all of these super intense graphics, lots of explosions, high octane games. It just never interested me. So
you were satisfied with Sonic Adventure, is what you're saying, and that's all you ever wanted to play was Sonic Adventure.
Well, Sonic Adventure and Mario and Zelda and Kirby and things like that. Like I never had this desire to play all of these mature-looking games because I guess I never felt insecure about playing kiddie games, and so I just keep playing kiddie games. I've played. When other people bring over M-rated games, or I go to someone else's house and play their M-rated games, I have a blast. It's fine, but I have no desire to go out and buy them for myself, just because I don't have enough time to play all of these franchises. And if I don't have a lot of time, the little time I do have is going to go towards the games I love already, which is Nintendo games.
Absolutely.
Games.
My kitty games.
You and your kitty games.
Those cats.
Yeah. Meow. Super Mario 3D World, the ultimate kitty game.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So that'll do it for our user questions. We pretty much covered everything we wanted to, I think. So that's about going to do it for this episode. We managed to keep it a little bit shorter this time, so we hope you enjoyed the shortness. We actually, I was thinking about this. I want to know, we want to know, I don't know if they want to know, but I want to know, what are some of the franchises that you've never played? and that you want to get to at some point, and why haven't you played them yet? Go ahead and leave a comment on either the ZB.net's page or leave it on the YouTube page. Or both, or leave the same comment on both, or like just share it incessantly on Facebook until all your friends defriend you or block you like mine have. Oops, too much life information there. But anyway, we want to know your opinion. We want to get your feedback. Please like our video, or comment on it, subscribe to it. You don't even have to like it. You can even dislike it. I just want to know that people are watching the thing, right? So, because it's important to me that we're putting out a quality product. We want to know what you think. So leave a comment, answer our question, give us some user questions. Like I said, subscribe, visit our website, bother us with private messages on IGN if you find us there.
You're being so demanding.
Do all those things I said. Do every one of those things right now. Now,
audience, you go have fun and do whatever you feel like, as long as you just listen to us here.
As long as you feel like going to the ZB.net.
Okay.
We need a counter, guys. We need to count how many times we've said that.
I would guess, I'm just rough estimate, I think 13 times. Just,
say 35.
No, 35 times, just in that means we're doing it almost once a minute. Okay. The ZB.net. The ZB.net.
Stop it.
Okay, well now we're at much more than that. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Like I said, if you like the episode, do everything I said. And always listen to me because I know what's best for you. Make sure you take your vitamins, kiss your wife. If you have one, just kidding, you don't have a wife because you're listening to this show and you obviously don't have a life. Whoa.
Don't insult our viewers. We just lost all of our subscribers.
Bye, guys.
We love you.
No, we didn't. They know. Okay. That's enough. I've had enough. I've had enough of you, and I've had enough of recording this show. So for Hextubu and Zyber, this is Cranky Spiegel saying thank you and good night.
Good day, sir.
Last word, huh? I see how it is.
ZB.net.
Podcast over.